Welcome to your strength class. I'm Caroline and this is Amy, and we are going to be putting you through a strength workout. The last few reps should be a challenge, so just choose your weights according to that. You can always scale up or scale down. Remember that your postnatal journey isn't linear, so if you're feeling really super tired today, scale it down. But if you've got loads of energy, then please take those weights and let's get going. So we're going to start off with a few roll downs through the spine, just checking in with our body. Using that breath pattern that we've been doing throughout the classes, inhaling and exhaling. Good, really filling up the lower lobes of the lungs and moving on that exhale breath. Good, so just gonna do a few more of these. And this is just also to center yourself, okay? So it's really important that you have this half an hour to yourself, okay? So I want you to just spend the first minute just with that breath work, coming down into that roll down, and then rolling all the way back up. Just gonna do 2 or 3 more reps here. Good. And then just notice if that breath is stuck in the chest, make sure that it's coming into the lower lobes of the lungs. Yeah, take a little roll side to side. This is your warm up, okay? And then our next one, we're gonna come all the way down into a walk down. So we're gonna come into a high plank position. And then you're gonna bring yourself back into a down dog. So just pushing back, that's it, good. You can bend the knees, that's it. And then come back into your plank position. And then bring yourself all the way back up. So we're just gonna do plank, down dog, back into plank, and then all the way up. The option is to drop to the knees in those planks, okay? So just moving through this, again, just letting your body show you how it's feeling today. That's it. Sometimes it takes, a little bit of self-time to realize how you are feeling. If you're holding any tension through the shoulders, this is the time to try and kind of ease it out. And then we're just going to do 1 more of these. So we're going to go back down into our plank, bring it up into our down dog, back into plank, and this time you're going to drop the knees down to the floor. Good. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves back into a box position, so shoulders in line with your wrists, knees in line with your hips. Right leg's going to go out to the side, okay? So taking it out to the side, and then you're going to start to send the hips back. Feel that stretch through the inner thigh. Good, and then bring yourself back to where we started. Good, we're going to do 3 more of these. So an adductor rock back, just really getting that nice stretch through the inner thigh. Good, final 2. Good, and then this is our last one. And perfect, then we're going to bring ourselves back into that box position and then just change sides for me. So we're here and then bringing it back, nice, and then back into our box position. Good, so just 3 more. Now you might not be able to get as kind of low as Amy is, okay, but you're just working with that, yeah, okay, so you're just bringing those hips back. Last one. And excellent. All right, so we're going to bring ourselves into a squat position. So you're going to take your yourself down nice and low into that low squat, and then you're going to rotate the arm up, open up, and then bring it back down, and then change sides, okay? So that's it, thinking about that nice long line between the 2 hands. Good. Perfect. And we're just going to do 1 more on each side. Good. And rest. Good. Rolling, restacking, ready to go. Perfect. All right, so our first exercise is going to be a squat to curtsy. So you're going to be holding the weight in a goblet position. You're going to come down into a squat just like we did in our warm-up, and then you're going to curtsy, okay? So we're going to squat down and then curtsy on the other side, okay? So we're going to go for 12 reps in total. So you're going to grab your weight. That's it. Weight's going to come to the chest. And we're coming down into that squat. So nice and slow, lowering ourselves down, pressing through the feet to come up to standing. We're going to take the leg behind, drop the back knee, and then come back up to standing. Good. And again, we go down, we drive up, and then come onto the other side. Lovely. Good. So taking it nice and slow. Good. That front foot stays connected to the floor. So make sure that as you come into that curtsy, the heel is pressing down. Good, down, and then driving up. Good. And And so this is your first round. You're just getting that movement pattern into your body. And make sure that your knees are not too close when you come into that curtsy, so you've got space to come down. Good. And your hips need to be facing forward. So it's really common to want to kind of twist when you come into your curtsy, but try and keep those hips facing forward. Good. And then just coming into those last few reps here. So down. Good. And then make sure that you're using the breath as well, okay? So even as you're kind of moving through it, the breath, you're inhaling, you're exhaling on the effort. So that's the hard part of the movement. Good? Yeah. Okay, so we're coming into a floor press. So we're going to be lying down on the floor. Yeah, on your back. That's it, good. And then I'm just going to hand you the weights. Perfect. All right, so from here, we're going to start with the weights on the floor. So you're going to bend your elbows and imagine that you've got kind of like a pizza slice in between your elbow and the side of the body. And then you're going to press up and then slowly lower back down. You've got your hands in a neutral grip, so they're in just slightly turned in. That's it. Down and then press back up. Good. So going for another 8 reps here. That's it. And then down, lowering back up. Lowering back up, bringing it back up. Good. And again, using that breath pattern. Good. Each time the elbows are coming down to the floor and you're pressing from the floor. Good. Good. Lovely. All right. So I'll come and collect those for you. All right, so our active recovery is going to be down there so you can stay. And we're just going to be in a puppy dog stretch. So just come around onto your knees. Okay, so we're going to do single-sided puppy dog this time. So just take your left arm, reach it forward. Left ear goes to left bicep. That's it. Good. Hold it for a few seconds. And then we're just going to be changing sides. So this is your time in your active recovery. You can either grab a drink, have a little rest, or you can join us with this. So we're going to just do one more on each side. That's it. So it should feel a nice stretch down the side of the body. Good. And rest. Good. Okay, so we're coming back and we're going into those squats and curtsies. Okay, so off we go. So we've got 10 reps. And we come down and curtsy. Good. So if you chose one weight and it felt quite easy, okay, if the last few reps weren't a challenge, then I want you to maybe up that load for me. Take it a tiny bit slower. That's it. So down and good. Lovely. So sometimes when we speed things up, we can kind of miss the bit that we are looking for, okay? So we're looking for that time under tension. That's it. Down, good, and perfect. And again, I've said this a few times before, it's more about kind of feeling the movement than throwing the shape, okay? So remember, loads of things change during pregnancy, okay? And, it doesn't just kind of go back to where it was prenatally. We have to kind of train our body to move well again, okay? That's it, nice. And just if you've got that one weight at your chest, just watch what's going on with your shoulders, okay? So Amy's pressing into the side of the weight, and that's a really good way to activate these lat muscles around the side of the body that get quite weak from all the rounding when you're carrying and feeding, etc., okay? So that's a really good way to hold it. That's it, perfect. There she is, okay. And then we're going to come into our floor press. So just grabbing your second weight, you start off on the floor with those elbows kind of slightly out to the side. And then we press up and then slowly bring it back down. Good, okay, 10 reps in total. Good. Moving really smoothly through the movement. That's it. And then just notice what your rib cage is doing. So just think about the ribs and the hips being in line with each other. Okay, we're letting the mat take our weight. And then once you finish those last few reps, you're then going to come into your puppy dog, okay? So option is to do that. If you want to, you can always just have a little rest, okay? So we're coming into that slide. That's it, good, ear to bicep. And then changing over, good. And then one more on each side. Just spending that little bit of time. You should be working with a weight that recovery is welcome, okay? So we shouldn't be scared of lifting weights. It's actually really important. Those babies don't get any lighter, so we need to make sure that we can lift them, all right? Okay, so we're gonna come up our final round of these, all right? So we're squatting and curtsying, so 10 reps. That's it, good, and then coming into that squat. So you might find that your squat is a little bit all over the place postnatally, okay? So if you do find that, you can always do this exercise with a band if you want to, and that will just help get with that alignment of the knees, okay? That's it, nice. Good, and remember that trick of just pushing into the weight, nice. So we're still thinking of activating the back of the body, okay? So your palms are connected to the back of the body. So by pressing into that weight, that will really help. Good. And as it's our last set, we can get a little bit kind of confident with stuff, but just make sure that those hips are tracking forward. You're focusing on your movement and your movement only. That's it. Good. Really nice. And rest. Great. Okay, she's coming down to the floor. Okay, so 2 weights. We start with the elbows connected to the floor. Okay, there we are. All right, and the elbows are slightly below your shoulders, okay? So remember, you've got that gap there. We press up, we lower down. We've got 10 reps. Nice and fluid with the movement, lifting up and lowering back down. So as you bring the weight down, think about the chest stretching, okay? So that's the muscle. And then as you press back up, use the same muscle to get that press, yeah? Good. Perfect. And then last round of your single arm puppy dog before we come into our second set of exercises. Good, so remember, this is your time to grab some water, have a break, or come into our active recovery with us. Good. So our second round of exercises are going to be unilateral ones, so that just means single-sided, okay? All right, so I'm going to give you 2 options for your first exercise. You're either going to come into a staggered deadlift or a single leg deadlift. Now, we did those in some of our balance work classes. So let's have your weight in your right hand. Your left leg is going to be forward. You're staggered. You've got a stiletto on your back leg, okay? And you're going to hinge down, opposite arm to leg, and then drive up. So that's option 1, okay? If you haven't done that exercise before, stick with that one. If you know that your balance is quite good, you've done this class a few times, you're gonna come into that single leg deadlift and then drive up, okay? So that's gonna be our first exercise. So we've got 2 sets of these. So starting off with your staggered, okay? Other arm, that's it, good. And we're gonna come down for a few reps, that's it, and then drive back up. So we've got 10 in total. Now, if this one is for you today, you're gonna stay there. If you want to, you're gonna come with where Amy goes on the second one, that's it, good, and comes into her single leg deadlift, okay? So she's challenging her core, her balance, that's it, good. Extending through that back leg, driving through the front foot. Good, and if you're doing the staggered, you might finish before Amy, okay? If you're coming with Amy, you've got a few more reps, okay? Good. So if you do fall out of it, that's totally fine. Just kind of shake it out and then get ready for the second side. Good, so you're thinking of that hinge, Again, if you're coming into those single leg deadlifts, this is the time to join. That's it, good, and up. And I want you to notice which side is stronger and which side is weaker, because when we do our second round, you're going to go on your weaker side first, okay? So really think about the ribs and the hips being in line with each other. We're moving in one long line, okay? So the body and the leg move at the same time. Really easy to want to let the body move and then the leg. So just try and keep it in one movement. Good. Finishing off those last few reps. Perfect. Okay, so we're coming into a seesaw row. Just going to give you the second one. So it's our hinge position, okay? And then you've got both weights here, okay? So you're going to start to lift, lower, lift, and lower. Good. So we're going to be doing 12 in total of these, okay? So we come up, up. Good. Lovely. If you do find that you start to feel it in your lower back, it might be that you need to come down a little bit lower. So it's a bent over row. So we really want that bent over position. Good. And I love a row. Rows are always in my workouts because I love to get the back of the body really good postnatally, just to keep you nice and strong, okay? Good. Last few reps here. Nice. Okay, cool. So for our active recovery on this one, we're going to come into some chest expansion. So knees are nice and soft, and you're just going to bring the arms back and then take it forward. Okay, so just opening up and then bringing it forward. Good. And we're just going to do maybe 6 reps of these. And again, you can take that rest. You don't have to do it with us. Good, lovely. And then we're coming back into our staggered or our single leg, okay? So you've tried both of them. Pick the one that is challenging but doable, okay? So it shouldn't be that you're kind of flying through them, okay? It should still be a challenge. But if you are really falling all over the place, just stick with that staggered leg, okay? All right, so we're gonna go for 10 reps on each side. Off we go. Good. So I love a single leg deadlift. Really works the hip stability, and the ankle stability works on through the balance, okay? So it hits a lot of points on your like postnatal recovery chart. Not that there is one, but if you have one, that's it. Good. And when we're thinking about returning to impact, returning to running, being on a single side for a long period of time really kind of helps with that, with the kind of plyometric aspects of those movements. Good. Coming into your last few reps here. Just make sure you're not clenching your jaw. And good. Okay, changing that side for me. Good. And just watch for any locking out of the knee. Okay, so you want to have a micro bend through the knee, engaging through that hip. Good. And that leg extension, if you're in those single leg deadlifts, just really think about lengthening through the back of the leg, okay? Really nice. Good. And those last few are always the worst ones because you're like, I'm nearly finished. Okay, so just finish off nice and strong and then grab your second weight. Okay, so we're coming into our rows. We're coming into 12. So we're here, up and down. Good. So down a smidge, up. Yeah. Good, and again, any pain in that lower back, we're bringing it forward more so that you're in that bent over position. Good, keep the weight evenly spread through those feet so you're not leaning back too much. Good, and And then just those last few reps, we're going to come into our active recovery. Nice, good. Okay, so kneeling position and then just coming into chest expansion. So just come with your palms facing down, opening up through the chest and then bringing it back. Lovely. Okay, so we've got a little finisher, okay? So it is a strength class, so it's not gonna be jumping around, but it is gonna elevate the heart rate, okay? So again, just checking in with how your body is feeling, okay? If you want to, you can take it 1 weight, 2 weights, whatever feels good. So the first move is a squat press. I'm gonna give you some options with these. So squat, press, squat, press. If you need to, you can take it into 1 weight, okay? Down and press. 6 of those. Then you grab your second weight if you've just gone down to 1 and you come into some upright rows. So we do 6 upright rows. So up fast, down slow, keeping your knees nice and soft, okay? 3 minutes, round and round and round, okay? This is your workout, okay? So you can go faster, you can go slower. See how you feel, okay? 1 weight, 2 weight. Okay. All right, so 3 minutes on the clock. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. So down, press, good. So anything where you're taking the arms over your head is gonna elevate your heart rate, okay? So even though we're not jumping, this should start to get your heart rate pumping a little bit. Good. And we've got 6 reps of these. Once you finish those 6, you then come into those upright rows, okay? So knees are nice and soft, pull, and then back down, up and down. Good. So a really functional move. You're putting that pram up the steps, okay? You're picking the children up. So really important that we are using those muscles and the correct muscles to kind of help us get through the day. That's it, good. Down and press. And remember, you can take it a little bit slower. You can speed it up if you've got lighter weights and you feel confident. You can speed it up if you want to, okay? All right, so we're coming into that, that second minute there. There we are. That's it. Good. Nice. Exhaling as you bring those weights up. Good. All right, so we are just 90 seconds away from the finish. So down and then drive up, good. So use those legs to press those weights up. Nice. Good. Okay, so last minute's coming up. And take a rest whenever you need to, otherwise we're coming back into those upright rows. You, like I said, you might be slightly faster than us, you might be slightly slower than us, okay? So do what works best for you, okay? It's 3 minutes. We're coming into that last 40 seconds. Good. And then as soon as you finish those upright rows, we're back in, okay? So last 30 seconds. And even if it means that you just do 1 or 2 of the next exercise, don't stop, just keep that movement through, going through round and round, as many rounds as possible, okay? That's it, good. Okay, last 15 seconds. That's it, good. If you're on those upright rows, just keep those knees nice and soft, good. And last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ah, joy. Okay, pop those weights down and we're gonna come down into a little stretch, okay? So you're gonna lie on your back. We're gonna take your right knee up towards your right armpit. Right knee up towards your right armpit, good. Extend that left leg away and press through the left heel, okay? So right knee's up nice and close, left leg is pressing away. And then you're gonna just press, bring the right knee across to the left side of the body. And then you're gonna take your arms out to the side. And then you can just look towards that right hand and just get that stretch. Nice. Gonna hold it here for a few seconds. Again, using that breath. So your heart rate should be up, okay? If you found that actually didn't feel that much, maybe next time you can up those weights. Maybe next time you can use the 2 weights, okay? It's always about kind of pushing that boundary, progressive overload. So you kind of want to slowly build that back up. Good. And then changing sides for me. So bringing it up, extending that leg, really pressing through that lengthened leg heel. Good. Nice. And then when you feel ready, you're just going to slide it across the body. Take the arm out, look towards that hand. Good. And again, you will feel one side slightly tighter than the other. Don't panic. Good. Nice. And then we're just going to bring it back into the center. You're just going to hug the knees in, and then we're just going to have a little rock side to side. That's it. And then we're going to bring ourselves into a box position and just come into a holding thread the needle. Okay, so shoulders in line with your wrists, knees in line with your hips. Slide the arm under, and then you're just going to hold it here for a few seconds. Okay, so keep the stretch nice and active. So keep reaching the arm away, pressing into the hand with the that's supporting you. Okay, good. One more breath here, and then we're going to change sides. Good. And just ever so slowly, just getting that twist a little bit more, working through it. And then we're just going to come back into that box position, and we're going to bring you back up to standing. So just tucking your toes under, bringing yourself back really nice and slowly, restacking, and then just coming up. Good, perfect. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you fancy trying the other strength class as well, that's a full body one, and we also have our Pilates and Return to Impact.